the spokesman for Cabinet to make his presentation. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chief Secretary. Welcome, members of the Fourth Estate, to the 9th Post-Cabinet press briefing on the 20th of April 2022. Zimbabwe's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and report on the procurement and rollout of vaccines. Cabinet received an update on the country's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which was presented by the Honorable Vice President and Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable Dr. CGDN Chiwenga. The nation is advised that as at the 19th of April 2022, Zimbabwe's cumulative COVID-19 cases stood at 247,336 with 241,160 recoveries and 5,466 deaths. The recovery rate is at 97%, with 803 active cases being recorded. The national coverage for the first dose vaccination is now at 52%. On the vaccine procurement and donation, the nation is advised that the country has enough doses in stock. Furthermore, Cabinet approved the government of Mauritius' donation of 60,000 doses. The nation is also advised to remain vigilant as winter is fast approaching and the country readies for the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair. Cabinet considered and approved the Zimbabwe Public Sexual Harassment Policy as presented by the Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Social Services and Poverty Eradication, Honorable Professor Paul Mavima. Cabinet reports that the government of Zimbabwe is committed to creating a conducive public service workplace environment which is free from sexual harassment, exploitation, and abuse. This is with a view to ensure for the maximum protection of the workers in the public service arena, and also to ensure that there is maximum work productivity, which will then improve on efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of public service. The policy is underpinned by the following principles: to combat sexual harassment in the public service, to provide a safe working environment that is free from sexual harassment, to support diversity and inclusivity in the workplace, to promote respect amongst all people in the workplace, to encourage fair and equitable treatment of all people in the workplace, to put in place mechanisms for redress in cases of sexual harassment in the public service. The elimination of gender-based violence and harassment in the workplace is central to the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals, focusing on gender equality through elimination of barriers that hinder the full participation, empowerment, and progress of all public servants in the workplace. Going forward, all quasi-public sector entities will be directed to develop sexual harassment policies in line with this policy, while issues of sexual harassment will be incorporated in the Public Service Act the Health Services Act, and other relevant pieces of legislation. Reports on the 100-day cycle reports. Cabinet received reports on the 100-day cycle reports from the Ministers of Health and Childcare, the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, the Ministry of Energy and Power Development, and the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development. The Honorable Vice President and Minister of Health and Childcare, Comrades CGD and Chiwenga, reported that the borehole drilling at 10 primary care clinics is now complete, and these bores are now functional. On solar power installations, the nation is informed that installation is at 100% for the selected 10 primary care clinics. On the construction of health posts in Mutasa and Buhera districts, it is 100% complete. Pertaining the establishment of the rapid diagnostic testing facilities at 1,500 health institutions and district hospitals, the nation is informed that 83% coverage has been achieved. The distribution of testing kits to 1,253 sites has been done. Cabinet is also pleased to report that construction of the Harare nut farm warehouse has been completed and is awaiting handover in April 2022. The Minister of Higher Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development reported that the geospatial and space science capability for Zimbabwe's program is at 90% complete, with surveys having been conducted in Harare, Karoi, Bulawayo and Masvingo. The nation is informed that the construction of student hostels with the capacity of 200 students at Manicaland State University is now at 50% in terms of progress. The construction of the JM Nkomo College Home Economics block is now at 98%. All major works have been completed and finishes are being developed. Pertaining to the renovation of the Gwanda State University, houses for students and staff accommodation, the project has registered 58% progress, with 6 blocks having been renovated and 4 staff houses undergoing development. Regarding the construction of laboratories and the administration block, completion of the superstructure is now at 50%, and it is reported that the entire progress registered is now at 65%. The project to develop Marondera State University for Agricultural Sciences, capability for national research and development in the commercial production of indigenous vegetables, is now at 95%. On the establishment of the Mapura beneficiation and value addition plant at Rutenga in Umwenezi, the nation is advised that the project is now at 100% completion, with more than 25 tons of Mapura fruits having been collected to date. The nation is also informed that the products from the plant have reached 53, ranging from food to cosmetics. Regarding the establishment of community archives at Gwanda Rural District Council in Matabeleland South Province, the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, reported that the project is now at 70% in terms of completion. And the nation is also advised that the decentralization of passport services to Wange district in Matabeleland North Province is now at 60% in terms of completion. The renovation of the building and the setting up of sheds is in progress, and 60 bores have also been drilled. The Ministry of Energy and Power Development, led by Honorable Jemusoda, reported that the expansion of Wange 7 and 8, which will produce around 600 megawatts in Matabeleland North Province, is now at 82.02% in terms of completion. With regard to the electrification at Kanyemba, Biri district in Mashonaland Central Province, Cabinet reports that 29.55 kilometers of high voltage power line was completed, and 1.9 kilometers lines were also completed at Chapoto, which is now at 90% in terms of completion. Pertaining the RIC solar plant in Gwanda district in Matabeleland South Province, the nation is informed that the lighting protection installation has been completed at 100%. The trenching for the wall plant perimeter is now at 40%. The side substation civil works are at 30% completion. The transmission line is now at 60%. The Gwanda substation feeder is at 40% in terms of completion, and the inverter mounting and stringing is now at 85% in terms of completion for the first 1.2 megawatts panels. The Guruwe Solar Park in Mashonaland Central Province, Cabinet reports that the project is now at 70% in terms of completion. The Ministry of Mines and Mining Development, led by Honorable Winston Chitando, presented progress on the 100-day cycle projects in the mining sector. On the construction of the Afroshin Dinson Colliery plant for coking coal production in Wange, Matabeleland North Province, Cabinet reports that the second phase for the construction of the coke oven battery is now at 40%, while concrete foundation for the second phase of the coke oven battery is now complete. The construction of the Riozi Greenfields diamond plant in the Midlands Province, the nation is advised that the project is now at 92% completion, with major civil works having been completed. On the construction of the carbon steel plant in Chivu, Buma, which is in the Mashonaland East and Midlands Province, it is now at 35% in terms of completion. With regards to the Grand Copper Resources project in Alaska, Mashonaland West Province, Cabinet reports that the construction of the furnace for smelting purposes is at 100% complete. The setting up of the foundation unit has been completed, and the setting up of the electrolysis unit will be undertaken at a later stage. Pertaining the construction of the Amazon ferrochrome smelter establishment at Mutorashanga, the nation is informed that the installation of the washing plant is now at 90% in terms of completion. Cabinet also discussed about leveraging diaspora capabilities and assets for national development. Cabinet received a report from the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Frederick Shara, on the proposed strategies to engage Zimbabweans in the diaspora so that they can contribute towards the country's economic development. The nation is advised that the creation of a diaspora-friendly environment policy framework will assist the country to harness social, economic, political, and cultural dividends, which will help to spur development in the country. The promotion of investments by diasporans to their country is part of the Second Republic's engagement and re-engagement thrust. The diaspora remittances have been one of the key foreign currency contributors in the past. In terms of the development of a comprehensive policy and strategies, Cabinet also deliberated on how best to unlock knowledge and skills transfer, the diaspora direct investment and philanthropic works. Government, on the other hand, will avail industrial shells and land to eligible diasporans for the construction of specialist hospitals and industrial parks and any other areas or sectors. Government will also facilitate the establishment of joint ventures between diasporans and landowners for the production and export of high-quality agricultural products and any other investments in any other area, and to help realize the contributions of Zimbabweans in the diaspora to the development of their country. Cabinet resolved that an interministerial committee chaired by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade and deputized by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development will be put in place. The committee will be mandated to review the national diaspora policy as well as to develop robust strategies and interventions for the diaspora re-engagement and engagement. Furthermore, the Cabinet Committee will have sector-specific subcommittees which will be mandated to deal with issues pertaining to any sector of the economy. In addition, the consular services abroad will be strengthened and consolidated in order to issue civil registration documents, visas, and work permits. A diaspora bond will be listed on the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange by the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development once everything has been finalized. It was also further resolved that a one-stop service center for the diaspora investment applications be set up at ZIDA to expedite the processing of any incoming proposals. On the proposed hosting of the National Languages Conference to be held in Victoria Falls from the 7th to the 9th of June 2022, Cabinet considered and approved the report on the hosting of the National Languages Conference from the 7th to the 9th of June 2022, as presented by the Minister of Youth, Sports, Arts, and Recreation, Honorable Dr. Kirsty Coventry. The nation is informed that the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Arts, and Recreation intends to host a National Languages Conference under the theme Harnessing and Promoting Our National Languages for Inclusive Citizenship and Shared Development towards Vision 2030, which will be held at Elephant Hills Hotel in Victoria Falls. The National Languages Conference seeks to define in detail the role and place of all officially recognized and not yet recognized indigenous languages for national development as well as promotion, preservation, and conservation of cultural heritage. In terms of the update on the state of preparedness to host the 62nd edition of the Zimbabwe International Trade Fair exhibition to be held in Bulawayo Metropolitan Province from the 26th to the 30th of April 2022, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Dr. Sekai Nzenza, presented an update on the state of preparedness to host the 62nd edition of the ZITF to be held in Bulawayo from the 26th to the 30th of April 2022. The nation is advised that a total of 540 direct exhibitors had booked exhibition space, and 71 of these were exhibiting for the first time. A total of 14 nations are expected to exhibit, and these are as follows: Angola, Botswana, Ethiopia, Kenya, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, South Africa, Tanzania, Zambia, Belarus, Britain, Indonesia, and Japan. The main highlights of the fair will include the following. The fair will be officially opened by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, on the 29th of April 2022, President Uhuru Kenyatta. The Honorable Vice President and Minister of Health and Child Care, Dr. CGDN Chiwenga, will deliver a keynote address at the Connect Africa Symposium on the 28th of April 2022. The ZITF Business Conference will be held on the 27th of April 2022 and will be officially opened by the Honorable Vice President and Minister of Health and Child Care, Dr. CGDN Chiwenga. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade will host the ZITF Diplomats Forum on the 28th of April 2022. Government further advises that in order to promote entrepreneurship and innovation amongst the youth, 2 events have been lined up, and these are the Scholastic Conference and the Innovators Forum. The Scholastic Conference will run under the theme Economic Development through Innovation and Heritage, promoting talent and skills-based education. And this will be held on the 28th of April 2022. The Innovators Forum will also be held on the 26th and the 27th of April 2022 under the theme Innovation for Sustainable Value Chains. Nyika inotongwa inovakwa nevanhu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Chair for your presentation.